Good morning at 6:03. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Way down there. Erin has local news getting ready right now.
He's in his birthday suit, but there's no party. We'll tell you what happened at Diamond Jack's. Big announcement about the future of Cyport, and a big vote could come today in the House.
You tackle him. No, you tackle him. No, you tackle him. Wow. And I do want to hear about Cyport because when you were making calls yesterday, they were very hush-hush.
They were.
It was like Mission Impossible 3. Mm-hmm. We'll find out what's the deal, and did they ever find the missing money? Plus, Matt has sports, traffic, and weather. It's all coming up this hour, and it's right here on Keel.
News now.
The birthday suit is on. There's no party. Terrence Rockmore has been arrested after going on a naked tirade at Diamond Jack's Casino. Rockmore stripped naked and was running around the casino floor, disrupting table games and harassing folks at slot machines. When officers tried to subdue him, he fought back, throwing chairs at them and hurling obscenities. Eventually, officers were able to tackle Rockmore, make the arrest. He faces a long list of charges today. You can see the video at KEELnews.com. Big announcement about the future of Cyport. Matt Parker with that.
Cyport has announced that a new nonprofit has been formed to reopen the Children's Education Center downtown. Red River STEM will have to go before the Shreveport City Council before they can officially take over the building and reopen Cyport. While the nonprofit is waiting to receive its tax exemption, the Community Foundation will take donations on behalf of the organization. Cyport has been closed since last September. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
The legislative auditor investigating the DeSoto Sheriff's Office for alleged payroll fraud. However, Sheriff Jason Richardson is fighting back. He's asking a state court to stop the auditor's office from gaining access to his files, claiming the documents requested contain sensitive information that is constitutionally protected. A vote in the House expected on 3 different sales tax bills that raise different amounts of money. Governor John Bel Edwards remains optimistic one of those bills will reach his desk.
For the first time in a long time, you're seeing cuts to the National Guard, to the Department of Veterans Affairs, but it's also higher education. Right now, higher education is in line for a $95 million cut.
One House plan would shield college campuses from cuts, stop the elimination of the food stamp program, and fund TOPS at 90%. Now, students from around the state gathered at the Capitol to fight for higher ed and TOPS. Kayla English says she has optimism for funding and hopes others will make their voices heard.
The governor said that there was enough in the budget to have higher education and health care funded. Tell them they want to fully fund higher education, help students like me.
Caddo DA's office cracking down on truancy. The DA says that at least 26 children in the parish missed significant time during the past school year. Now officers and deputies have arrested 9 parents or guardians for missing truancy court.
Thanks to SPD and the Sheriff's Department, we put our foot behind what we said, and they understand now they will be picked up.
James Stewart says our community can no longer tolerate parents who refuse to raise and educate their children. State police on the hunt for 2 men who stole a pickup truck from the Dixie Garden area and fled from troopers. Gas station owner saves a woman who was kidnapped by her estranged husband. Patricia Beard met with her husband Thomas to go over finances and details about their separation. During the meeting in Patricia's SUV, Thomas pulled out a knife, tied her up, and threatened to kill her. After driving her around for over 3 hours, the pair stopped at the Outpost Travel Center near Greenwood Road. During the stop, Patricia was able to tell one of the owners she needed help. James McClam was able to contact police and rescue Patricia without incident. Penn National Gaming, one of the biggest operators of casinos in the country, agrees to buy Margaritaville Resort in Bossier City. What does this mean for our area? We asked that of Ronnie Jones with the Gaming Control Board.
This isn't anything unusual. They found someone who was interested. Have to be Penn National, and they're going to consummate that deal if they make it through all the regulatory hoops.
The price tag for the purchase, $376 million. President Trump told a rally in Minnesota, "We're going to keep families together, and the border is going to be just as tough as it has been." The statement came hours after he did an about-face and signed an executive order to stop immigrant families crossing illegally into the U.S. from being separated. The Philadelphia Fanatic, the mascot for the Phillies, injures a woman with his hot dog machine. A wiener hit her in the face, damaging her eye, requiring surgery. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Ten past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic update starting us off for Thursday. Ruben's here.
Looks like I-20 eastbound's got it clear all the way to Monroe right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and breaks of sun today with a shower or thunderstorm around, high 91. Becoming partly cloudy with a low of 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
.101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Already.
Could you ever get that drunk? Could you ever get, let's just say this building.
I have not.
Let's say you're drunk right now. You go in the bathroom. Here's what this guy did. I'm told by folks I know at Diamond Jack's.
This is Diamond Jack's. Explain to everybody if remember.
And I was at Diamond Jack's.
Pardon me. You say that with some degree of remorse.
Well,
like I didn't see the naked guy.
I missed it. I feel bad that I missed it.
We were doing shots together at the bar. I left for a minute.
I might know him. He might have split the tens. It might be the guy I screamed at for splitting tens.
So here's the deal. If you don't know, because not everyone lives on social media the way you do. Some people live in subdivisions. Erin lives on Facebook.
I really don't.
So what happened? What is this story about this guy? All I know yesterday is a naked guy running through the slots machines area at
and
Diamond
the table
Jacks.
games.
Yeah.
He went to the bathroom, I'm told. He took off his clothes.
Was he playing?
He was playing some table games or slots. I'm not sure which one he was sitting at the moment.
Yeah.
But he comes back and he sits down in his underwear. He's in his skivvies.
Wait. So he's playing, let's just say he's playing blackjack.
Okay, let's say.
Hit me.
And
I want to double down.
And he goes to the bathroom and removes all his clothing, say the tidy whites.
Yeah, or whatever
and he
they were.
comes back where they're saving his place.
And he
sits-
plops down.
And nobody says, "Excuse me, sir.
Well, I'm sure they did.
We have a dress code, and you ain't it."
I'm sure they did.
So at some point,
They call security over, and they have to talk to him.
Wait
and all
a
that.
second, because at some
and then
point,
he goes, okay, and he goes, okay, I think I left him in the bathroom or something. I have my theory. I'll tell you my theory in a minute.
And security said, "Okay."
He goes back in the bathroom. He goes, oh, I'll put my clothes. So he goes back in the bathroom, comes out of the bathroom, buck ass naked.
I beg your pardon?
Buck a naked.
Yes, I heard that.
He's
first
naked.
time. Yeah,
He's naked.
Right.
And he is flying around the casino. He's running around the tables. You see the dealers scramble. They move all the customers. They're like, get all the customers out, out.
What were they afraid could happen?
They don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to start hitting people? They don't know. Is he going to start stealing chips? The first thing they did, though, if you watch the video, they cover up the chips. They put those clear things over the chips. They're like, don't let the chips fly.
So was he running like a happy man? Was he running like a madman? Was he darting like a wasp in the house?
I don't know what he was doing before police got there. The video takes it when police are there. So when police are there, he's fleeing from them. He's playing like,
the
keep
proper
away.
word would have been, was he prancing through the facility?
I get, from what I'm told, he was just running around.
Like Pepe Le Pew?
Yeah. But you don't have the video.
You've seen the cartoon. You know what I'm talking about.
Please
yeah,
leave
but your sound effect
Remember where
was
the other little cat gets the
perfectly
stripe?
timed.
Remember with the white paint? You know the cartoon I'm talking
I
about.
do.
Leave the doings
It's a
out.
classic.
Okay? Doings don't belong in this
Sometimes
story.
you just got to keep going.
Okay, the video shows when the cops are there. So you see him now trying to avoid them. He's running around the table. He's jumping over tables. They shoot some mace trying to subdue him. That didn't work.
They aim high or low?
They aim
Pepper
high.
spray works everywhere.
Pepper spray would hurt down there, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I've never eaten crawfish.
Oh, man. Then they shoot the beanbag guns at him. What? I think they hit him 3 times with the beanbags.
Wow.
And then they finally, they're hollering at him the whole time, get down on the ground, get down on the ground. They finally get him down on the ground. And as they're cuffing him, the video that we have up, I think we've blurred out the special area, but you can see the bootay. The bootay is to the camera. And so you see his little white shiny
What are
booty.
you, Rachel Dolezal? Stop it. You
don't
can see
know.
his butt.
You can see his butt.
Okay.
And they handcuff him and they hauled him over to University Health for a mental
You tackle him.
evaluation.
No, you tackle him.
Yeah.
I'm not tackling him.
There were like 3 or 4 officers
You think they put
trying
on
to catch
gloves
this guy.
first?
Oh,
And I'm
they
being
probably
kinda
had on
serious.
gloves. Yeah, they probably had on gloves.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah.
But I mean, he was, and I haven't seen. Diamond Jacks hasn't released the full video.
Did they release a name?
Oh yeah, his name is Rockmore. Is his last name? He's from Texas. How old is he, Matt? I'm
26 or something.
Yeah, he.
Seriously, his name is Rockmore.
Yeah, Terrence Rockmore.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, someone who knows this kind of situation said this is more than alcohol. This may have been PCP or something like that. They're not sure.
I had heard synthetic marijuana or those bath salt things, but you never know.
You never know. My theory? You want to know my theory?
He lost his shirt, his pants, and his underwear at the table.
Do we want to preview your theory?
Yeah, we probably need to preview it
during the break.
We probably need to preview
Oh, what the hell? Let's roll the dice.
Oh, roll the dice.
No pun intended.
Hold on, let me get my fingers where they belong.
Get your
Jack Spring Electric Shock Buster button.
I think he might have peed his pants because he was so drunk and he didn't want to get up from the table to go pee, so he peed his pants. Then went to the bathroom to change clothes and then realized he had a mess.
That may be the
And
worst theory
that's
I've
what
ever
I
heard.
think it is.
Well,
that's the dumbest thing I've
that's
ever heard.
awful. On the 1 to 10 scale, look.
And wouldn't you remove your clothes if you peed your pants?
No.
On the 1 to 10 scale, that's about a 9.5 bad.
Look, if you're drunk and you pee your pants, you just ride it out. You're not stripping naked in public.
See, I might strip naked in public. No, I would never do that.
So
You're just looking for an excuse to strip naked in public. I
No,
think.
no one wants to see all this.
No,
Trust me.
We didn't want to see all that either. It didn't stop him.
So was there some sort of press release? Did they make some sort of
Oh, yeah,
statement?
they issued a release and
What
all
was
that.
it? Could you have it in front of you?
I
What
don't
did
have
it
it in
say?
front of me. I have to go dig it up. But
What
you
did
know,
it say?
It's on the website, keelnews.com. You can go read
It's
all
all
about
there.
it. Oh, it's all there.
Including the Diamond Jacks, their explanation.
I
think
know
it
if
came from
Diamond
the cops.
It came from the cops. Yeah, Diamond Jacks hasn't said anything about it yet.
Would you?
I would like to see Diamond Jack's video. I would like to see what happened before the cops get there. I would like to see him sitting at the table and see what he did. See what he's doing.
What's the time frame at a casino, locally speaking? What's the time frame that you can come back to your gaming position in your underwear before someone actually does something?
Oh, the security would be right there.
Well, that's what the video will show, isn't it?
The video will show one of their security people.
What's the time frame between what's the time frame from when he came back to the table and when he was taken away?
Don't know.
2, 3, 5, 10
Have
minutes?
no clue. Have no clue. The video is a good 2-minute video of him being chased by the cops.
I mean, if he's got any sense at all, he's going to be he's an immigrant and he's seeking asylum, and
Or a Benny Hill impersonator.
And
Say he's been separated from his daddy.
and Michael Avenatti will be defending him in no time.
Oh, boy.
19 pounds. Have you seen that? He's down there now.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah. Stormy Daniels' lawyer has abandoned Stormy.
Oh, boy.
The Democrat lawyer who used to work for John Podesta and was Stormy Daniels' lawyer is now headed to the border to defend all those seeking asylum.
So much to do today.
19 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic update again. Ruben's here.
Looks like I-20 eastbound's got it clear all the way to Monroe right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Twenty-one past 6 o'clock, Keel Sports.
Consensus five-star cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. has committed to LSU via a tweet Wednesday afternoon and will shut down his recruitment for good. Stingley recorded 64 tackles and 11 interceptions at Dunham High School last year. The NHL awards were last night. Devils forward Taylor Hall was named league MVP. Oilers captain Connor McDavid won the Ted Lindsay Award for being the league's most outstanding player. Tampa Bay's Victor Hedman was named the league's top defenseman, and Predators goalie Pekka Rinne was named the NHL's top goalie. The Texas Rangers are on a little hot streak, winning 5 in a row. Last night, they beat the Kansas City Royals 3-2. Speaking of hot streaks, the Houston Astros have won 13 out of their last 14 games. Last night, the defending World Series champs beat down the Tampa Bay Rays 5-1. And in World Cup action, Portugal, Spain, and Uruguay each earned 1-0 wins. From the Keel Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
1017 FM and 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Shreveport Security Systems text line 318-392-1884. So how did all that happen yesterday with the Cyport? There was a news release. You got an email.
They held a news conference yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, but in the morning though, they had sort of announced yesterday afternoon's get together.
Yeah,
and
yesterday morning they sent a news release out saying we're going to have a news conference at 2.
And as I recall, it said it's going to be good news.
No, it did not.
It didn't.
It did not. I called Rich Lamb and I said,
was it Rich who said it's going to be good news?
I said, Rich, is this good news or bad news?
Okay.
And he said, it's good news.
And you said, Rich, can you come on with us? And he said, no, I can't make it.
No, he's closing a house. And
it ain't that good, much
going.
good news.
Well, he's no longer going to be involved, to be honest with you. I mean, the current Cyport board will be disbanded.
So let's start. Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's start here. This is a Times article from April 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Blah, 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 blah. After an audit noted a cash shortage of nearly $350,000 at Cyport and the departure in July of CEO and President Ann Fumarola. So does any of this have to do with the $350,000, or is that just gonzo?
It has a lot to do with the debt. Cyport has an incredible debt right now. And what I find very intriguing and important is that this new deal, the new nonprofit, does not take over the debt. So if you're a board of directors member of Cyport, you're going to be having to walk away with a possible liability over your head.
Really?
I mean, you could end up being sued.
I mean, is that
by whoever?
Who said that? How do you know that?
That's just my own know. I mean, I serve on these kinds of boards. If the new nonprofit is not taking over the debt, who holds the debt? Because the current Cyport board will be disbanded, they're going to have to file a Chapter 11. I mean, there's no way around it. And if they can,
now,
if a court wait a minute, if a court could find one or two of those board members negligent, they could be held personally liable. Now, I'm sure they have insurance. They have board of directors insurance, I hope.
Okay, explain to me and to everybody when you say, I know about these things, I'm on these kinds of boards. Give us your background so that we know that you have legitimate insight into what's happened.
Well, I've served on the board of directors of CABOSA, the YWCA. I'm now on the Loving Solutions board. I've done a lot of this stuff. And, I mean, you obviously, first thing you do is you get board of directors insurance to cover your personal, for your board of directors.
Really?
If something should happen.
You mean like this?
So you're not personally held responsible. So I'm hoping they have that. But, when you cut expenses, there's lots of things you cut, and that may be one thing they cut. I just hope that they're protected but then you think, well, then who's holding the bag for all the debt?
So what did they announce yesterday?
What they announced is that a group called Red River STEM is forming a new
STEM.
Yeah, they're forming a new nonprofit, and they will take over Cyport. And it will be it will be related to STEM activities for children, for young people. So it'll be a little bit higher level, I would imagine, than what it currently is for, preschoolers. If you see a lot of toddlers, I think this is going to raise the bar of what the museum will be.
Did they announce any time frame for the reopening of the full facility? Did they just say,
sure.
or this is just like phase one? These people are looking at it, and yes, Parkey?
Well, this STEM, Red River STEM is so new, like they don't even have their nonprofit status secured yet. So it's going to take 2 to 6 months for them to even get approved for that. Right now, what is it, the Community Development
Foundation is going to be assisting. That's why Christy Gustafson is going to join us this morning, because she's the head honcho at the Community Foundation.
Gotcha.
She can kind of tell us how this whole deal was put together, where we go from here. She may be able to give us a target date of reopening, too.
So
but I mean, I'm curious about the debt. If I'm holding the bill, let's say I'm the elevator repair company, and you owe me $30,000. Who's going to pay my $30,000? I've been repairing like Rich told us, the copy machine. They hold a contract for a copy machine up there. That was an outrageous contract, but it's a contract.
Well,
Somebody signed it.
There were a ton of outrageous contracts.
You bet. You bet. Who's going to pay it? This new deal does not absolve the debt. Essentially, the Cyport Board of Directors, as they exist today, mark my words, will be filing Chapter 11. There's no way to get out of that.
28 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM. Oh, just changed. Let's go to traffic. Ruben, through the glass, looks focused.
Everything's still looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Swan Lake Road, just north of I-220 in Bossier City due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
A vote on the House floor expected today on 3 different sales tax bills that raise different amounts of money. The governor says the discussions he's having with lawmakers are different during this third special and better than they were before. Cyport announcing a new nonprofit has been formed to reopen the Children's Education Center downtown. Red River STEM will have to go before the Shreveport Council before they can take over the building and reopen Cyport. Parents being held accountable for children who don't go to school regularly. DA James Stewart tells us at least 26 children in the parish missed significant time during the past school year. Now officers and deputies have arrested several parents or guardians for missing truancy court.
Students reminding them that they have a legal duty and there are criminal consequences for not doing it. And that's what this roundup will remind students. You will be held accountable.
Stewart says the parish will also begin heavily cracking down on parents of kids who violate our curfew laws. A man plays strip poker at a Bossier casino. Matt Parker with that.
Terrence Rockmore has been arrested after going on a naked tirade at Diamond Jack's Casino. Rockmore stripped naked and was running around the casino floor, disrupting table games and harassing those at slot machines. When officers attempted to subdue the naked man, he fought back, throwing chairs at officers and hurling obscenities. Eventually, officers were able to tackle Rockmore and make the arrest. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
The Margaritaville Casino in Bossier will soon have a new owner. Penn National Gaming has agreed to buy the local facility.
I believe long-term is going to be good for Bossier City. I think it's going to be good for the property. Penn National has got a great reputation in the gaming sector for how they manage their properties, and we're optimistic.
Gaming Control Board Chairman Ronnie Jones, the company's agreed to buy the casino and property for $376 million in cash. The Public Service Commission approves the wind catcher plan from SWEPCO to purchase the nation's largest wind power project that's currently under construction in Oklahoma. North Louisiana Commissioner Foster Campbell led the argument in favor of that project.
It's progressive, and from Louisiana, we don't always do progressive things, so this is a good thing. First of all, wind is free.
The project was approved on a 4-1 vote. LSU lands a big fish. Greg Adams with that.
One of the nation's top high school football products in the class of 2019 has announced he's heading to LSU. Derek Stingley Jr. from Dunham High School in Baton Rouge will be staying home to play for the Tigers. His dad, Derek Stingley Sr., says his son wants a college where he'll be comfortable on and off the football field. Stingley Jr.'s grandfather played in the NFL for the New England Patriots, and his father had a lengthy career as a player and coach in arena football, including time as the defensive coordinator for the Bossier Shreveport Battle Wings. Stingley Jr. was recently ranked as the top prospect overall for the class of 2019 by Rivals.com. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Greg Adams.
No more Jerry Springer Show. After decades of raucous fights, insults, backstage tears, and the occasional chair toss, the Jerry Springer Show is going away. The distributor announcing there will be no more new episodes of the show. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
You guys are going to love this. 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. KEEL app's a free download presented by Office Furniture Source. Okay, so it's interesting to me the way here at work our email filters work, where sometimes, sometimes you'll email me something.
Right.
And it will end up in the junk folder or the spam folder.
Weird.
And yet, that which I am about to read to you made it through.
Okay.
From Deb919 at AOL.com.
Oh, boy.
Hello. I want to tell you about how I slimmed down.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Deb.
Deb919 at AOL.com writes.
Made it through.
You ready?
Yeah.
Who had abolished a leper window or a squinch hole, whatever these may be, to institute a lavatory in the vestry? I know nothing whatever about mechanics. I know nothing about mechanics, he asked immediately. Quick as lightning and then some, a faction suspended judgment for a while. That's the email.
Wow.
That made it through. From
Good
Deb
night.
919.
Sure.
Thank you, Deb.
I got one better than that. I got an email from the vice president.
What?
You sure did.
This made it through my spam filter in our work email. Greetings to you, dearest, from Mr. Mike Pence.
Dearest.
Dearest.
I like it. You know which one I keep getting, by the way? I keep getting someone. God, who was it? I can't think of it now. My email's not open. But it's somebody. It's the organization of a guest whom we have frequently, and they keep sending me emails calling me Robin.
Robin.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Hey, Robin. We've got this great idea for another show. What? Go ahead.
Greetings to you, dearest. I am Mike. Hold on. I am Mike Pence, Vice President of the United States, and this email is sent to you to inform you about your bank check draft brought back by the United Embassy to the White House in Washington, D.C.
Oh, my God.
It's in regards to your compensation fund being mandated be delivered to your home address. To avoid wrong delivery of your check draft worth $10 million US, kindly reconfirm with me the below data.
I don't think this is an outrageous idea. Just take that email wherever it says Vice President, insert Cyport board, and they're off and running. 638, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Okay, so the big confab get-together protest meeting yesterday in Baton Rouge. Students gathering. How many was it, by the way?
About 100.
Huh?
About 100.
Only 100?
About 100, yeah.
See, I was expecting like about 5,000 or something.
No, I don't think that many showed up.
Only 100
Yeah.
students in Baton Rouge
Right.
bothered to show up for the Pro Tops rally.
The rest of them are in class.
No, it takes effort to protest, and these damn kids, ooh, I have to get out of bed? No, I just complain on the internet.
639, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben. It's traffic update time.
Everything's still looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Swan Lake Road, just north of I-220 in Bossier City due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Okay, so a couple of news stories here that intrigue me greatly. 1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin, as always, given yesterday's little near mishap. Producer Matt Parker's fingers never far from the Jack Spring electric shockbuster button.
Yeah. Near mishap.
We shall. Matt's. If you heard it, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I shall not repeat.
We did get this text, by the way. Let me read this to you.
Is this about the shockbuster thing yesterday?
Not quite.
From General Custer, John Wayne.
No, it says don't think I would want Kool-Aid there either.
Oh no, that wasn't. Well, that was kind of what it was about, but
Kinda, yeah.
It.
Well, yeah.
And then Erin, who blurted out the word she shouldn't have blurted, looked at Matt and said, "Why didn't you hit the shockbuster button?"
Yeah.
To which Matt responded, "Of all the things I thought you would never say, that was on that list." And I was frozen in place.
My brain just froze up with the shock and awe of what came out of her mouth.
I would blame it on you. I'd say he should have hit the button.
So here's my question: read me the story about goat yoga.
You want to go?
No.
You could go.
Okay, so just read to me about goat yoga.
Let me find it. Hang on. Goat yoga is coming to Shreveport.
Have you ever seen?
Yes, I've seen it.
Have you seen goat yoga videos?
I don't. I've seen it on like one of those morning shows, you know, on the weekends.
Yeah.
Where they do the strange things are going around the country. And never did I think we'd get it here. You have baby goats.
Yes.
doing yoga with you.
Well, that's not exactly what happens.
If you're 13 or older, you can go to the class. Goats will act out yoga poses with the attendees.
Okay, that's not really.
And then the goats jump on your back.
Well, that's kind of okay.
While you're striking a pose.
Here's what I want
What
you
is
to.
it, the downward dog thingy?
Here's what I want you to do, and I'm being totally serious.
Okay.
There is on YouTube, comedian Kevin Hart does a series of videos called What the Fit. And one of them is, and he does, it's sort of like the Jerry Seinfeld driving in cars for coffee with comedians.
Sure.
Basically what he does is he goes and does various, like with Terry Crews, the big muscle guy, they go to a ballet class.
Okay.
And it's hysterically funny because neither of them is terribly flexible.
Sticking out like a sore thumb.
Well, with Khloe Kardashian, in one of these What the Fit videos, he and Khloe Kardashian go to a goat yoga class.
Oh, boy.
Here's the thing you have to remember, and virtually the first thing that Kevin Hart and Khloe Kardashian discover. These goats are not housebroken.
Oh.
I mean, wherever they want, anything they want, anytime they want. All over and it's not like the goats are doing poses. Basically, you're doing poses with the instructor, and the goats are hopping around doing goat things.
Yeah.
And sometimes they jump on your back, and sometimes they pee on you. All I'm saying is, look, I don't mean to imply this is a bad idea. It is a craze nationwide. I'm just saying, be aware that these are baby goats.
Yeah.
And baby goats don't wear diapers.
They said they've trained them, though, to do yoga poses.
No, they kind of just do goat things that sort of resemble yoga poses, and then you leave sweaty, smelling like Bourbon Street.
And it costs you $25.
Here's how this should work. And if this works out well, if the attendance, if the turnout is excellent, you should have dog yoga with your dog Tiger at your house.
I like that.
Because your dog Tiger knows just as much about yoga as do these baby goats.
Could we get a goat to come in here and I'll do a pose or two?
We got one.
No.
I am the goat.
This is new carpeting, for God's sake. Okay, so only 100 LSU students.
That's what I'm hearing.
Turned out yesterday.
Yeah, and it wasn't LSU students. It was students from Delgado, NSU, all over the state.
I think that makes it worse.
Yes, that doesn't help at all.
I know.
So the protest, the rally yesterday was to demand that the state legislature fully fund TOPS.
Right.
And what I had said yesterday later in the program was that the one question, if this got any news coverage at all, because I got to tell you, if I'm a street reporter for a TV station and I show up and there's 100 people there, I'm thinking, did they send me to the wrong place? And the governor went and spoke to them. He spoke live in person to them. He went to the rally.
I think he was out there for a minute or two.
For 100 people, for a minute or two at max.
I mean, that's where he is. He's at the Capitol lobbying lawmakers, so he stepped outside.
If there's 100 people, holy cow. I mean, I had literally expected at least a couple of thousand. The whole world is watching. The whole world is watching. I certainly anticipated a greater turnout. But what I said yesterday, the one question that I'm sure that no reporter will ask any of these protesters, these ralliers, is we spend $300 million a year on TOPS. How much do you think is the ceiling? How much do you think is enough? Or should it be free college for everybody?
We can't afford that.
We can't afford $300 million.
No, we can't.
And yet everybody's freaking out that actually, I apologize. We round up. It's $291 million.
Yeah.
So the question I have, a couple of questions. One, how long ago, because Matt and I are still trying to find the numbers, how long ago, if $291 million funded TOPS last year, and what did we figure if they're going to do 70% this year? Let's round it up to 300 because college tuition always goes up. So let's say it's about 225 to 250 million. How much of that is enough? And how many years ago would 250 million or 225 million funded TOPS at 100%? What is the percentage of increase that the colleges are getting from the state on an annual basis? And at what point, as we, the taxpayers, fulfill the promise of TOPS, is what you and everybody always says. But how much of the promise are you willing to fulfill? And at what point, if college tuition continues to rise, which it in fact does,
sure,
at what point is it on the colleges not to raise their tuition, not on the taxpayers to keep forking over more money to fulfill the promise? So you tell me, $300 million, 291. How much more do you think Top should get?
I don't know. The latest bill they're discussing would cut it to 90%, as opposed to the budget that's out there.
So about 285,
Yeah.
290 million bucks.
And that would trim what each kid gets, and they would have to fork up the rest of the money.
Like I said yesterday, let's just give it $250 million and blame the colleges for spending more than that or for costing more than that. Because at some point, it's not going to go down. The cost of college is not going to. We'll talk about this after 7 o'clock. I promise you are chomping at the bit. Okay, the guy's name is Daniel Erspamer, or Erspamer. He is the executive director of the Pelican Institute. And they have done a study that says for every half penny in sales tax that a state has, it costs the state how many jobs was it?
2,800 jobs.
And totally screws up its GDP.
Yeah.
He's going to join us in studio, Erin thinks, just after 7 o'clock. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
Everything's still looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Swan Lake Road, just north of I-220 in Bossier City due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Kind of rainy today, 74. Right now, 650 at Keel. Good morning. It's 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Time for sports.
Consensus five-star cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. has committed to LSU via a tweet Wednesday afternoon and will shut down his recruitment for good. Stingley recorded 64 tackles and 11 interceptions at Dunham High School last year. The NHL awards were last night. Devils forward Taylor Hall was named league MVP. Oilers captain Connor McDavid won the Ted Lindsay Award for being the league's most outstanding player. Tampa Bay's Victor Hedman was named the league's top defenseman, and Predators goalie Pekka Rinne was named the NHL's top goalie. The Texas Rangers are on a little hot streak, winning 5 in a row. Last night, they beat the Kansas City Royals 3-2. Speaking of hot streaks, the Houston Astros have won 13 out of their last 14 games. Last night, the defending World Series champs beat down the Tampa Bay Rays 5-1. And in World Cup action, Portugal, Spain, and Uruguay each earned 1-0 wins. From the Keel Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
So the guy running naked through Diamond Jacks. When was that? Night before last?
I think so, yeah.
What time of day was it? Was it
late in the evening?
It was like 11:50 at night.
On Wednesday? No, on Tuesday night, I guess. Mm-hmm. Has been identified. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel has been identified as, what was it? Terrence Rockmore.
Terrence Rockmore, yeah.
And he's just dashing around in all. But he didn't start out naked. But then again, do any of us? So
actually, we all start naked. We just usually don't end that way.
Yeah.
Well, when I was born, never mind. So he gets up from the table
wherever he was playing. I'm not sure. And here's what this is not officially confirmed.
Go ahead.
This is from some of the folks I know who said he apparently went into the bathroom and stripped down to his skivvies. And then came back out and sat back down. I'm not sure what game he was playing or if he was at a slot machine. He may have been at a slot, and I don't know. And then went back, but they were kind of looking at him. I think they did alert security. Hey, we got a guy.
Hang on.
So he
we
went
can talk
back.
About this more. We got to go. We'll talk about it more after. Gotta go. More after 7 o'clock. The video and the story is at KeelNews.com. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Rush.
This week, President Trump told business leaders that we do not want people randomly pouring into America. We want them to come here legally under a merit-based system. Trump explained that people who apply for asylum at legal points of entry are not prosecuted. The media does not report that. The business audience cheered loudly when the president said the media knows exactly what they're doing. They're helping smugglers and human traffickers, and it should be stopped. But that's not all the fake media is doing, my friends. Their BS manipulative coverage of children separated from parents at the border has inflamed a bunch of insane liberal kooks. For instance, a Democrat activist in Martin County, Florida, has been arrested for threatening to kill the children of Republican Congressman Brian Mast. Peter Fonda, the underachieving son of Henry Fonda, took to Twitter to call for President Trump's son Barron to be kidnapped and caged with pedophiles. Fonda Jr. also called for the publication of ICE agents' names so that activists can mob their homes. Now, the drive-by media, I think, is dangerously fanning the flames of the unhinged. Somebody is going to get seriously hurt before this is over because they're going to stop at nothing to get the outcome they want, which is Donald Trump gone. Folks, if you own land, you deserve a great deal on a great tractor, and that's why you should visit my good friends at Mahindra during Mahindra Dealer Days right now. Your local Mahindra dealer has huge savings on Mahindra subcompact, compact, and utility tractors, plus a full line of utility vehicles. And Mahindra's long-lasting powertrain warranties, they still come standard. Enjoy the land you love from the comfortable seat of a new Mahindra tractor and use the money you save to do something special. But hurry! You need to buy before these huge Mahindra Dealer Days savings are gone. To learn more about the world's #1 selling tractor, it's easy. Visit MahindraUSA.com. That's MahindraUSA.com.
Take advantage of rock bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at Kelly Tractor and Equipment in Longview or visit kellytractor.net. That's kellytractor.net.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on Lakeshore Drive near Hearn Avenue. And we have some traffic delays on Swan Lake Spur just north of I-220 in Bossier City due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. KEEL, Shreveport. The KEEL Morning Show.
Good morning. It's 3 past 7 o'clock. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Down there. Erin's getting local news ready, and it is coming up next.
3 different tax bills could be voted on the House floor today. We'll take a look at those. Also, Cyport. Big changes are on the way. And he's in the birthday suit, but he wasn't going to a party.
So the fellow's name is Daniel Erspamer. No, not the naked guy at Diamond Jack. Jesus. Sorry, Dan, if you're on the way in. Daniel Erspamer is the executive director of the Pelican Institute. He joins us in a couple of minutes to explain why and how any tax at all can mess up a state's economy. That's what he's saying, and the problem that legislators face in Baton Rouge.
Yep.
Fletcher in sports, Matt in sports, and traffic and weather, and it's all here this hour coming up on KEEL.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
A vote on the House floor expected today on 3 different sales tax bills that raise different amounts of money. The fiscal cliff arrives on July 1st, and this third special session must conclude Wednesday. Now, it will take 70 votes on the House floor for these sales tax bills to advance to the Senate. Meantime, over 100 students from around the state congregated at the Capitol in an effort to let their voices be heard on the topic of funding for higher ed and TOPS. Jeremy Gray, another participant, says it's important for lawmakers to not look at students as anything less than beneficial to the future of the state.
It's important to invest in the students and not look at them as a cost. The higher education budget creates talent within the state, which creates jobs within the state. They also are taxpayers.
The governor addressed the crowd on hand during that event. Cyport announces a new nonprofit's been formed to reopen the Children's Education Center downtown. Red River STEM will have to go before the Shreveport Council before they can take over the building and reopen Cyport. Now, while the nonprofit is waiting to receive its tax exemption, the Community Foundation will take donations on behalf of the organization. Cyport has been closed since last September. A man plays strip poker at a Bossier casino. Terrence Rockmore arrested after going on a naked tirade at Diamond Jack's. He stripped naked and was running around the casino floor, disrupting the table games and harassing those at slot machines. When officers tried to subdue him, he fought back, throwing chairs at them and hurling obscenities. Eventually, officers were able to tackle Rockmore and make the arrest. A sheriff fighting the state over personnel records. Matt Parker with that.
The Louisiana Legislative Auditor is investigating the DeSoto Parish Sheriff's Office for alleged payroll fraud. However, Sheriff Jason Richardson is fighting back. Richardson is asking a state court to stop the auditor's office from gaining access to their files, claiming the documents requested contain sensitive information that is constitutionally protected. 3 deputies were suspended back in January when then Sheriff Rodney Arbuckle alerted the auditor about possible abuse of the LACE program. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
State police on the hunt for 2 men who stole a Toyota pickup truck from the Dixie Garden area and ran from troopers. Troopers attempted to pull the men over for a routine traffic stop when they attempted to run. After a brief pursuit, the suspects crashed the stolen truck near Anna and Missouri and fled on foot. The suspects are described by troopers as black men between the ages of 16 and 24. This one might shock you, the ages of the suspects. Greg Adams takes a look.
Shreveport police have arrested 2 children accused of burglary. An 11-year-old and a 13-year-old were arrested by Shreveport police after a store on Piermont was broken into in the middle of the night on Saturday. Officers found the Sprint store in the 800 block of Piermont with the glass shattered and phones missing around 3 a.m. Saturday morning. Video surveillance and fingerprints were able to lead police to the children. Both have been charged in juvenile court with 1 count of burglary. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Greg Adams.
The Caddo District Attorney's Office cracking down on truancy.
Yeah, we've got to make a difference in these kids' lives when they're early on to keep them out of the criminal system. We can directly show that the kids are in school, get their education, they don't commit the crimes.
DA James Stewart telling us parents are now being held responsible if their children have a record of cutting class. Immigrant teens who were housed at a juvenile detention facility in Virginia say guards would strip them of their clothing, strap them in chairs with bags placed over their heads, and sometimes beat them while handcuffed. In court filings, lawyers for the Shenandoah Valley Juvenile Center near Staunton have denied the allegations. Some of the teens were as young as 14. Goat yoga is a thing, and it's coming to Shreveport. Starting at 2 o'clock Saturday at the Jubilee Zoo, anyone 13 or older can do yoga with baby goats. According to organizers, goats will act out yoga poses with attendees or jump on their backs while striking a pose. Tickets to the event are $25. You can find more information online. And an Arkansas thief is caught red-handed. Seems he tried to pay for his meal at a restaurant with the stolen credit card of the waitress who served his table. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
Ten past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic update. Ruben looks ready.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on North Common Street near North Market, and we have some traffic delays on Hamilton Road near Barksdale Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Good morning. It's 12 past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. The KEEL app, a free download presented by Office Furniture Source. Daniel Ersbaumer is the executive director of the Pelican Institute. He's in Shreveport for a variety of things, mostly to convince people that the legislature shouldn't raise taxes anymore. First of all, welcome to KEEL.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Second of all, let's start with a little background. Pelican Institute, tell us about that and how you got associated with these guys.
Absolutely. The Pelican Institute is Louisiana's free market think tank. So our job is to make the case for free market, free enterprise policies that bring jobs and opportunity back to the state, that lower the tax burden and really give a pathway to prosperity for everyone across the state.
Let's start here, since we are in the midst of this like special session 3.0, and that's only this year. And it's a question that I ask all the politicians that came on. And anyway, what I say is, especially the ones who are the proponents of the increased sales tax, the renewal, or depending on how you want to phrase it. My question usually is, so, are Louisianans undertaxed? What do you think about that?
The answer is unequivocally no. The governor and others have gone around the state quoting this study from the Tax Foundation that says we're the fifth lowest tax burden in the state. Well,
in the country, you mean.
In the country, excuse me. What they don't tell you is that's a number from 2012. Wow. A more recent study from Wallet Hub suggested we're the 27th highest tax burden in the country.
I saw a figure yesterday that just screamed at me, and I want people to hear it clearly. A half a penny sales tax cost us how many jobs?
Half a penny sales tax, based on our model, suggests a loss of 2,800 jobs and $173 in decline in our gross domestic product.
How do you get to that figure?
So this is based on something called a dynamic scoring model. It gets super wonky with the economists get in there, but basically that's right. This is the same model that the Congressional Budget Office uses and the federal government uses to score any policies. And so what it says, right, if you increase taxes, that always has consequences. And so what we try to do with this model is say, all other things being equal, what happens if we raise taxes? And the numbers don't lie. It's a significant loss in jobs and GDP when we're already having a hard time.
Barry Irwin with Cable told us yesterday that nobody's been screaming about this penny sales tax. You haven't heard a furor over it. And why are we all of a sudden hearing and they want to call it a tax reduction now? I know you disagree.
I sure do. Look, when you say we're going to end a tax, that's the law. That's the law of the land. If you're going to increase it from that, that's a tax increase. Everyone agrees with that. And if folks inside the Capitol are saying they're not hearing people screaming, they are not out in the state listening to folks. The message is clear as I travel around the state, and I hear it from state reps who actually get out of that building and go talk to their constituents. People don't want any more taxes. They're struggling enough.
We're paying sales tax in our community. If you go to Bossier today, Daniel, while you're here, it's 11%. If you want to buy a cheeseburger, if you want to buy a car or a boat, 11%. There's nowhere in the country you pay that high a sales tax, correct?
That's right. It's the highest in the country.
And our budget keeps growing.
It does. Look, we have systematic problems in our government, right? I mean, the problem du jour is ever increasing spending and a tax debate, but ultimately this is a structural problem that requires really fundamental change. We've got to answer the question: are we for the status quo that keeps getting us in this very same fight, the special sessions that never end, or do we want a new vision for Louisiana that actually asks the question: how do we bring jobs and opportunity back?
So when you talk about that new vision, and it's something we talk about all the time, and that leads us to, well, this is protected, or that's protected, or we can't touch this, or this can't change, or this is just how we do it. And then it all seems to come back to constitutional convention.
It sure does.
What do you think about that?
Look, the Constitutional Convention has a ton of risk associated with it, but walking the halls of that Capitol and traveling the state, I am absolutely convinced it's the only way to actually get the kind of change that's necessary.
Pardon me, and you can continue, there are conservative legislatures, Seabaugh among them, who will say that a constitutional convention, that the legislature itself could take care of the budgetary allocating and problems that face Louisiana. Do you agree with that? And then back to your constitutional convention answer.
I do. Alan is absolutely right. They could. but they don't. And look, it's not an attack on the people. There are good men and women there who are really trying to do a good job. But the fact of the matter is our system is broken. Good, common sense pieces of legislation and policy ideas that would have do have broad consensus continue to fail time and time again because the system is fundamentally broken.
Let me ask you this, Daniel. The budget that the governor has signed, now he's talking about cutting out the SNAP benefit program, 30% cut to tops. If we have another one of those stalemates in the legislature and they go home and don't accomplish anything in terms of bringing in more revenue like they say they want to do, the governor says he wants to do.
Like they got to do.
Do we really cut out the SNAP benefit program?
No, I don't think so. Look, I don't disagree that there's hard decisions to be made. And with any spending item from taxpayer dollars, there's always a group of people who care passionately about that spending item. The question we have to ask is, what are the things that we have broad consensus that the government ought to do? I think you'd find that administering the SNAP program probably has pretty broad consensus around the state. So I think this is just one in a line of scare tactics from nursing homes to prisoners to everybody else.
LSU football, maybe.
LSU football, that's right. No kickoff this year. It's just, it's hard to wrap your head around.
Why does a governor do that?
To get his way. Look, there's y'all know this well. The governor is used to getting his way in the state of Louisiana, right? That's just the way it's always been. And I think y'all both know, I've heard you say it before, that's the way it's always been is what's killing our state. We really have to do things differently. And it's just the way it's been done. And so I think that's the way it continues to be done.
When the half a penny comes out, what is it, half a penny for 7 years comes out of the Senate, what is it, quarter of a penny comes, third of a penny. Quarter of a penny for 5 years comes from the House. Is it a done deal that some sort of new sales tax is going to happen, or is that Alan Seabaugh, Dodie Horton, Conrad Appel, is that sort of what the governor calls, and we admiringly refer to as the caucus of no? Do they have enough influence to sort of gum things up? And I mean that in a good way.
Absolutely. I think it's highly likely a sales tax increase passes. I will say that. And let's not let people get away when you get reps on here and others with calling it a revenue increase. The folks around town know this is a tax increase. Let's not. There's a euphemism that they've started using as revenue. It sounds pleasant. The only chance I think it has to gum up the works is if it comes over to the Senate and they start to pile on a bunch of stuff that just won't pass the House.
The Black Legislative Caucus, the Black Legislative Black Caucus,
Legislative Black Caucus,
made up of African Americans, are they going to, despite their loyalty to the Democrat Party, are they going to mess up John Bell the way they did a couple of weeks ago?
It's hard to predict. Several of the leadership of the caucus,
they are adamant about that income tax increase.
They are. We heard from Representative James at one point just a couple days ago that they will not vote for the 0.4 of a penny increase. They will only vote for the half a penny increase, and maybe if it has some extra things on it. So I wish I could predict that one for you, but I just don't know.
It is not beyond the realm of possibility. It's not beyond possibility that John Bell's comrades could end up messing this up.
It is nothing is beyond the realm of possibility these days.
On the way out, tell us more about the Pelican Institute, how people can find out more and get in touch.
Thanks, I appreciate that. You can go to our website, www.pelicaninstitute.org. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. We'd love to have you engaged in the conversation. We're going to come together and turn the state around.
It's got interesting information about income tax changes and what that impact has too. Real interesting stuff.
It does. We've looked at all of those scenarios and tried to just provide information that says these are the consequences of those
Daniel
actions.
Erspamer, Executive Director, Pelican Institute, thank you for joining us. Hope to make you a regular. You killed it today, young man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
20 past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic time. Ruben's ready.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on North Common Street near North Market, and we have some traffic delays on Hamilton Road near Barksdale Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Time for sports. Here's Matt.
Consensus five-star cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. has committed to LSU via a tweet Wednesday afternoon and will shut down his recruitment for good. Stingley recorded 64 tackles and 11 interceptions at Dunham High School last year. The NHL awards were last night. Devils forward Taylor Hall was named league MVP. Oilers captain Connor McDavid won the Ted Lindsay Award for being the league's most outstanding player. Tampa Bay's Victor Hedman was named the league's top defenseman, and Predators goalie Pekka Rinne was named the NHL's top goalie. The Texas Rangers are on a little hot streak, winning 5 in a row. Last night, they beat the Kansas City Royals 3-2. Speaking of hot streaks, the Houston Astros have won 13 out of their last 14 games. Last night, the defending World Series champs beat down the Tampa Bay Rays 5-1. And in World Cup action, Portugal, Spain, and Uruguay each earned 1-0 wins. From the KEEL Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
Thinking about a new home? Well, why not build it just like you want it? All the way down to those special cabinets you want and a bathroom designed for a king or a queen. Don't we love our bathrooms? Schumacher Homes can take care of your every wish. Now's your chance to save $50,000 on your custom home. That deal's been extended through June. Schumacher Homes has been in business for 25 years. They make sure each custom home they build is built to last. And the Schumacher New Home Consultants want to hear your plan for your dream home. Get started on your project. Erin McCarty's calling Schumacher Homes when I'm ready to build, because they are the largest custom home builder and the design studios are unparalleled. A one-stop shop for all your inspiration. Check out the model home on Box Road in Shreveport. Get all the details you want at schumacherhomes.com/Shreveport.
Okay, so we started to wrap up the last hour. 1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Website is keelnews.com. I mention that because the photographs, I guess, are actually there of naked guy at Diamond Jack's. You know, it's been a while since we've had a big hullabaloo at one of the local casinos.
So sad. I missed it by just a few hours.
Did you really?
I was at Diamond Jack's Tuesday.
Yeah?
I was there.
I
went to play a little blackjack.
Let me ask you this. You actually, if you are a gamer at one of the local establishments, you are actually disappointed that you missed
the action.
That you missed a naked man running through the casino, prancing like Pepe Le Pew in a cartoon.
How cool would that have been?
I can think of other cooler things.
Think of all the angles of video I could have gotten.
I beg your pardon?
I'd have laid down on the ground and shot video
I'm
up.
not surprised there. Boy. So tell everybody what happened. Now someone said, because you had said, could you ever be so drunk as to...
there's no way.
And basically what we said was probably liquor was not the drug of choice involved.
I'm hearing it was everything else.
Ruben sort of made an interesting point. He said to him it sounded like synthetic marijuana, which, as Ruben described, because, you know, he has a chemical background.
Yeah.
And what Ruben said was synthetic marijuana is basically, he says it's potpourri and bug spray.
Oh.
Now, well, given the fact...
Sounds like my cooking.
Given the way this young man was behaving, it sounds to me like that may be what turns up in the blood test.
Yeah, they're going to do all that. They took him to University Health for evaluation, and I'm sure there'll be a little needle in his arm.
So what exactly did he do?
He ran around. Here's what... Okay, this is not official. Okay, so this is unofficial from what I hear, because I know some of the people at Diamond Jacks, okay? Because I go over there once or twice a month. I go to Diamond Jacks.
It's like making a donation.
Yeah, exactly. I should just throw the money in the river, but that's okay. So I hear from a few people who say that he went to the bathroom. He was a little bit odd. Odd was the word I think they used. He goes to the bathroom, and then I believe he came back out in his skivvies. And he sat back down. I'm not sure if he sat down at a slot or if he sat down at a table. But they were alerted, like, he's in his underwear now. Somebody needs to get security up in here.
One would think that would gather a little attention.
Security!
Yep.
Security! So I'm sure the security guys came. Now, the security guys come over and they've got to, have a chat with him, I guess. And he's like,
clothes?
Hang, gosh, shoot, I forgot to put my pants back on. They're in the bathroom. Let me go back in. So apparently he goes back in the bathroom, and then he comes out in his birthday suit, and he starts just walking and wandering around the casino. Well, security's trying to round him up, but they can't, so they call Bossier PD in. And at this point, what you see on the video at KEELnews.com, I hope they blurred out the little special areas.
It's a small website.
Yeah. You see him running from the cops at this point. He's playing keep away from the cops. So he's kind of sliding over the tables and running around.
Man.
They used the mace on him. They used the beanbag gun on him.
Really?
And it took a minute to get him down.
You tackle him. I'm not tackling that guy.
The funny part about it is on the video, you watch almost the first thing. Well, they cleared out all the customers. You could tell they got them all out. But then you see the dealers and everybody and the pit bosses, they slam those big clear plexiglass things down over the chips.
Protect the game, kid.
Protect the chips, everybody.
Right.
We don't want no chips going up that butt crack.
He is, wouldn't be the first time. He
boy.
is in custody, and he is being held for observation.
Yeah, now once they have observed him, he'll be behind bars.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got hit with a ton of charges.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 officers were injured in the incident where they got some bruises and scrapes from getting chairs thrown at them.
And one customer had to go to the hospital because the chemical mace spray got in her eyes.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Local news just ahead. Right now, traffic update. Ruben's here.
Keeping an eye right now on some slow-moving traffic on North Common Street near North Market. And we have some traffic delays on Hamilton Road near Barksdale Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Thinking about a new home? Well, why not build it just? Thinking about a new A vote on the House floor expected today on 3 different sales tax bills that raise different amounts of money. The governor says the discussions he's having with lawmakers are different during this third special and better than they were before.
I'm quite honestly looking towards success this time, and I know that the consequences of failure are catastrophic, and I think that that will help propel us towards a successful conclusion too.
Cyport announcing a new nonprofit has been formed to reopen the Children's Education Center downtown. Red River STEM will have to go before the Shreveport Council before they can take over the building and reopen Cyport. Parents being held accountable for children who don't go to school regularly. DA James Stewart tells us at least 26 children in the parish missed significant time during the past school year. Now officers and deputies have arrested several parents or guardians for missing truancy court.
Students reminding them that they have a legal duty and there are criminal consequences for not doing it. And that's what this roundup will remind students. You will be held accountable.
Stewart says the parish will also begin heavily cracking down on parents of kids who violate our curfew laws. A man plays strip poker at a Bossier casino. Matt Parker with that.
Terrence Rockmore has been arrested after going on a naked tirade at Diamond Jack's Casino. Rockmore stripped naked and was running around the casino floor, disrupting table games and harassing those at slot machines. When officers attempted to subdue the naked man, he fought back, throwing chairs at officers and hurling obscenities. Eventually, officers were able to tackle Rockmore and make the arrest. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
The Margaritaville Casino in Bossier will soon have a new owner. Penn National Gaming has agreed to buy the local facility.
I believe long-term is going to be good for Bossier City. I think it's going to be good for the property. Penn National has got a great reputation in the gaming sector for how they manage their properties, and we're optimistic.
Gaming Control Board Chairman Ronnie Jones, the company's agreed to buy the casino and property for $376 million in cash. The Public Service Commission approves the wind catcher plan from SWEPCO to purchase the nation's largest wind power project that's currently under construction in Oklahoma. North Louisiana Commissioner Foster Campbell led the argument in favor of that project.
It's progressive, and for Louisiana, we don't always do progressive things, so this is a good thing. First of all, wind is free.
The project was approved on a 4-1 vote. LSU lands a big fish. Greg Adams with that.
One of the nation's top high school football products in the class of 2019 has announced he's heading to LSU. Derek Stingley Jr. from Dunham High School in Baton Rouge will be staying home to play for the Tigers. His dad, Derek Stingley Sr., says his son wants a college where he'll be comfortable on and off the football field. Stingley Jr.'s grandfather played in the NFL for the New England Patriots, and his father had a lengthy career as a player and coach in arena football, including time as the defensive coordinator for the Bossier-Shreveport Battle Wings. Stingley Jr. was recently ranked as the top prospect overall for the class of 2019 by Rivals.com. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Greg Adams.
No more Jerry Springer Show. After decades of raucous fights, insults, backstage tears, and the occasional chair toss, the Jerry Springer Show is going away. The distributor announcing there will be no more new episodes of the show. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's you dancing.
It's me dancing. Don't you love it?
Thought maybe you were getting ready to head to the casino.
She got into some of those bath salts.
Well, Okay, so 1017 FM,
What would you
710.
do if I got up and got naked and started running around this building? What would
First,
you guys do?
First thing I would do is pour bleach in my eyes. Then maybe try to find a rope.
There's the
I
promo.
feel the love. He loves me.
There's a promo. That's it. We can just stop right there.
I'm so
I just,
sad I missed it.
When people, I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
That you actually wanted to see.
I missed it by a few hours.
That you would find a man's unraveling entertaining. But see, that's the world we live in.
Absolutely.
I mean, if a guy, we sort of.
I don't get to see naked men that often, Robert, okay?
In a macabre way, we joke about this all the time. We live in a world where if somebody gets hit by a car or is drowning, instead of throwing them a rope or helping them, everybody whips out their cell phone and videos.
There was a lot of videos of this poor guy.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah.
And you know what? Everybody's talking about his size today. And I'm like, stop that.
Wait, what?
That's rude.
Wait, what?
That's rude.
Wait, what did you just
I'm not repeating it. You heard me.
Okay, excuse us just
It's
a second.
rude.
Pardon us just a moment. Matt?
Yes?
Have you been talking about that? I don't think you have.
Have I been? I just tried to block out the last 30 seconds of this
just-
conversation. She lost me after I'm getting naked.
The
so.
only one who has in
Oh no, I've heard it everywhere
who
I
has
went.
brought this up.
I heard it. I heard it from our guy who wrote the story, who said he's tiny.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's what our guy who wrote the story said to me, and I hadn't seen it yet. I have the video on my phone. Would you like to see it?
No, you've already been playing it 25 times. Freeze frame. See for yourselves if you are so inclined.
You know, he needs help. We laugh about it and we joke about it. The man needs help. That's a serious problem.
Online at keelnews.com.
Oh, boy.
And next time you want to see a naked man, go to Thunder Down Under or whatever and leave
when's
the
that?
poor mental man breaking down in public alone.
21, good Lord, 21 from 21 away from 8 o'clock, 1017 FM.
Another man
710
unraveling.
Keel. Yeah, you have no idea.
At least he's got his pants on for now.
Thank
For
God.
now, here's Ruben.
The intersection at Uri Drive and Southfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now, and we're still keeping an eye on some backed-up traffic on Benton Road just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Really 1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin, 742.
Can we get some duct tape?
We have had a lot of discussion in the last couple of days. Is this legit? Are you pretty sure that it was just only 100 or so students from colleges across the state? The way this was, the way this was being billed, I mean, it was like Democratic Convention 68 2.0. The whole world is watching, that all these college students from across the state were going to come together, and they were going to march on the Capitol building in Baton Rouge, and they were addressed by the governor, and they were going to demand that legislators not take away their precious TOPS money. And how many were there?
The story says over 100, which probably means between 100 and 150. So that's where I would put it.
Kind of a disappointing turnout, wouldn't you say?
And the thing is, it's summer break. A lot of college kids take the summer off. They have summer jobs, whatever. They're traveling. But you got some from Delgado, some from Northwestern, LSU, LSU-A, LSU-E.
Which makes the turnout even worse.
Yeah, you only have a handful from North Louisiana, to be quite honest. You didn't have a whole lot. Most of them were from Baton Rouge and New Orleans.
Why are you shocked by this? There are a bunch of keyboard warriors who don't actually do anything in person ever. Oh, it's so important to me. Let me write a blog about it.
So my question originally was, well, I said the one question that won't be asked by any reporter, by any media person, to any of the sparse turnout of 100 or 150 at this protest, this rally, this get-together, is, hey, kid, Louisiana taxpayers fork over $291 million a year in TOPS money. How much more do you think it needs to be? How much more? Because, look, we have talked about this before in reference to college tuition.
Right.
The biggest reason college tuition continues to rise is because of student loans.
Right.
Basically, the student is no longer the customer. The lender, it's very much like healthcare. Let me use that analogy once again. The patient in the healthcare process, in the healthcare scheme, isn't the customer anymore.
Right.
There's the healthcare giver, your doctor, the hospital, whatever. There's you, but there's not really you. And there's the insurance company or the government or whoever it happens to be.
Sure.
The point is, the customer is whoever pays the bill. In the medical, in the healthcare world, you, the patient, are not the customer.
Right.
We have become, in the world of education, the student is no longer the customer. You have the school, whatever school it may be, and you have the lender and or the bank, in most cases, because the federal government oversees the entire student government program. So basically, the government, the lender, they are the customer. So who is the school going to please? The student? Who is the school going to take?
They please the customer. That's what they do.
Okay. So here's the deal. If the customer, if the system of checks and balances, if the system of supply, the laws of supply and demand no longer apply, because no matter what the college charges for tuition, the lender is going to be more than willing to lend it to you, the student. Are you surprised? Is it any wonder that the cost of college tuition spirals, rises geometrically out of control? So my question is, once again, if we're paying $291, and like we did, let's just round it up to $300 million, because that $291 is last year. If it's $300 million or so a year, we are forking over in TOPS money. At what point? Because the spiral will never end.
Right.
Given the fact the student who is borrowing the money is not the customer. At what point do we say, I think $300 million.
It's too much.
I think $300 million
That's
is
enough.
plenty. Okay, so we'll finish what you were going to say. Go ahead.
Well, the legislators today are discussing a bill on the House floor that would fund TOPS at 90%. The budget that the governor's holding funds it at 70%.
Shreveport Security Systems text line 318-392-1884. TOPS should pay 50% of each class completed, and it should not be paid until the class is done, and the student should have to prove they had a C or above. An interesting idea.
I like that idea.
When do we quit spending money we don't have? That ain't ever going to happen, kid. Here we go. Shreveport Security Systems text line.
318-392-1884.
Nice job. Please research.
Give her TOPS.
Matt, I want you to respond to this.
All right.
Please research the number of four-year degrees paid for by TOPS. Matt and I have tried for, 4 days?
Since Monday, yeah. So
to find the specific TOPS numbers. and I downloaded the PDF from the statewide top study that was done, I think, in 2015, maybe early 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know how government works? Here is the closest thing in like a 30-page PDF about TOPS graduation rates. Ready?
Oh, boy.
Graduation is typically measured by calculating the rate at which first-time, full-time degree students seeking to earn an academic degree within 150% of the time required, i.e. within 6 years for baccalaureate degrees and 3 years for associate degrees. This 150% protocol was adopted by the federal government and has become the standard followed by the states. As figures D and E both illustrate, students who begin a baccalaureate degree...
You lost me about 30 seconds ago.
My point exactly.
Whatever.
My point exactly. You know what graduating is? If you graduate within 4 or maybe 5 years. They've made it so complicated, they've twisted it all around to a degree that nobody with any street savvy or common sense, no regular guy, has any idea, or gal, has any idea how this works anymore.
And I think they did that for a reason, because if you remember about 3-4 years ago, they put out a study that was like only 50 or less % of students graduated from TOPS, and I think people got kind of angry about that, like what are we wasting our money on? So they probably want, let's make it complicated so nobody knows what the hell's going on.
It certainly worked in my case. Here's the deal: almost $300 million a year. Okay, the student is no longer the customer.
Right.
The lender, the government, those who oversee the loans, they are the customer. The system of supply and demand has ceased to exist.
Yes, it has.
749, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Ruben's here. Traffic update right now.
The intersection at Uri Drive and Southfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we're still keeping an eye on some backed-up traffic on Benton Road just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Good morning, 752 Sports Update. Here's Matt on Keel.
Consensus 5-star cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. has committed to LSU via a tweet Wednesday afternoon and will shut down his recruitment for good. Stingley recorded 64 tackles and 11 interceptions at Dunham High School last year. The NHL awards were last night. Devils forward Taylor Hall was named league MVP. Oilers captain Connor McDavid won the Ted Lindsay Award for being the league's most outstanding player. Tampa Bay's Victor Hedman was named the league's top defenseman, and Predators goalie Pekka Rinne was named the NHL's top goalie. The Texas Rangers are on a little hot streak, winning 5 in a row. Last night, they beat the Kansas City Royals 3-2. Speaking of hot streaks, the Houston Astros have won 13 out of their last 14 games. Last night, the defending World Series champs beat down the Tampa Bay Rays 5-1. And in World Cup action, Portugal, Spain, and Uruguay each earned 1-0 wins. From the KEEL Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
.107 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert and Erin, 7:55. A little less than 2 minutes. Christy Gustafson joins us just after 8 o'clock. Why?
She's with the Community Foundation, the head cheese, and they are heavily involved in the new plan for Cyport.
In about 90 seconds, you have a lot of concerns about how this is going to financially break down because, well, you explained. Tell everybody what you said in the 6 o'clock hour.
Well, you've got a new group that is going to take over and form a new nonprofit organization to run Cyport, and essentially, and that's called the Red River STEM. Essentially, this will mean that the current board of directors of Cyport would no longer be operational.
Right.
But the new group is not taking over the debt or the liabilities.
Is that how?
So what? Who's going to cover that?
Is that allowed? I mean, if
I don't
Cyport
know.
has X amount of debt, what happens to that debt? Is it still? I mean,
somebody owes it. I mean, if I'm the
Or is
copy
the first-
machine company and I sold Cyport a copy machine, and now you've gone defunct, you've got a new board, a new group. You know, if you've still got, I'm going to come get my copy machine, but you owe me for the service contract.
I mean, does the new board say, because you've done this kind of stuff, you're on Loving Solutions with Nick Getters. You were on the YWCA for a while.
Yes, the Captain Shreve Neighborhood Association.
Okay, so my
I've done a
question
lot of
is,
them.
does the new board just go, hey, those debts aren't our problem?
Well, no, they're going to have to take some sort of action to either resolve the debts, dissolve the debts in some sort of filing with the courts, I guess.
Wow.
I would imagine.
And Miss Christie will be able to help us out with this at some point?
I hope she can, but they want a fresh start for Cyport. They want to get it back open, and they want to focus on science and technology.
757, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Sean Hannity.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
So the left, the mainstream media, they're having their full-blown hypocritical meltdown over the president's commitment to enforcing the exact rule of law and the bills and the laws that Congress passed. And by the way, past presidents actually enforced. Now, according to Newsbusters, in 1 week, yes, your morning and nightly news shows spent 258 minutes. Well, that's over 4 straight hours covering the Trump administration's enforcement of what is the immigration law that the president inherited. Of course, Congress doesn't want to do their job. Now, despite the release of the explosive IG report, the FBI trying to impact the presidential election by using their power, and all the other news, like good economic news they could be covering, no, why bother covering that when we can smear the president?
The conservative underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
Mesothelioma kills. It has taken lives, destroyed families, and ruined childhoods. We need to take action immediately. The Mesothelioma Patient Registry Act of 2017 would create a patient registry for researchers. Cancer and ALS have it. Meso researchers need it too. We need to find a cure for this devastating disease. For more information on this bipartisan bill, visit iSaveTeam.org. That's iSaveTeam.org.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology actively invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So, while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you, the needle in the haystack.
Try ZipRecruiter now for free by going to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/.
The intersection at Uri Drive and Southfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we're still keeping an eye on some backed-up traffic on Benton Road just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
Good morning. It's 8:03. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Down yonder, Miss Erin getting local news ready, and it is just seconds away.
The House could be voting on a couple of key bills today. We'll talk more about that. The naked guy at Diamond Jack's. What was up with that? And holding parents responsible for their young'uns.
What was up with that? Did you do that on purpose?
No.
Christy Gustafson, she is the executive director of Community Foundation. What's the deal with Cyport? What's up with that? As in up, does that mean open? We'll find out. She's here just a couple of minutes away. Plus, Matt has sports and traffic and weather, and it's all here this hour coming up on Keel.
police and rescue Patricia without incident. Penn National Gaming, one of the biggest operators of casinos in the country, agrees to buy Margaritaville Resort in Bossier City. What does this mean for our area? We asked that of Ronnie Jones with the Gaming Control Board.
This isn't anything unusual. They found someone who was interested. Have to be Penn National, and they're going to consummate that deal if they make it through all the regulatory hoops.
The price tag for the purchase, $376 million. President Trump told a rally in Minnesota, "We're going to keep families together, and the border is going to be just as tough as it has been." The statement came hours after he did an about-face and signed an executive order to stop immigrant families crossing illegally into the U.S. from being separated. The Philadelphia Fanatic, the mascot for the Phillies, injures a woman with his hot dog machine. A wiener hit her in the face, damaging her eye, requiring surgery. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Ten past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic update. Ruben is here.
Keeping an eye right now on some heavy backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up past Benton Road right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Old Minden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Good morning. It's 12 past 8 o'clock. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. That KEEL app, always a free download, presented by Office Furniture Source. Miss Christy Gustafson, say that fast 3 times. Oh, my goodness. Christy Smith is here.
She's already been up teaching an exercise class at like 5:45 this morning, so she's a busy woman.
She is the executive director of the Community Foundation. Miss Christy, welcome to KEEL.
Thank you.
Where do we begin? Well, okay, so the news conference yesterday that announced sort of a new plan for Cyport and its organization, and how is Community Foundation involved in that? What can you tell us?
Sure. So the current board of Cyport and the current entity that runs what we all know as a community as Cyport has decided that it no longer is going to manage Cyport. And so...
Pardon me, they've decided, or they were told they were no longer going to?
No, it was a decision by that board.
Okay.
And so, but not a decision made lightly, obviously. So many months ago, the board members came to us and started discussing some issues that they were having. And the Community Foundation, along with some other partners, worked for a bit to come up with some possible solutions. And what's going to happen is the Community Foundation, along with a number of other funders, are going to fund the beginning of a new nonprofit.
So pardon me, excuse me just a second. When you say solutions, you mean how do we reopen, who's going to pay for it, and how's it all going to work out, right?
That's right.
Okay.
How much money are we talking about, Christy, from the Community Foundation and then from the other entities?
Well, I'll just say right now, because we have the other funders right now are going to remain anonymous, but I think over the course of this, over the next few weeks, that most of them will probably go ahead and advise who they are. But let's just say the funding is significant.
Is this city building?
So the building is owned by the city.
Well, how can they remain anonymous if they're
and all the well? Let me explain the structure. The building is owned by the city, and the exhibits are all owned by the city. Essentially, everything in the building is owned by the city. What the entity was doing was managing what we know as the Children's Science Center. So the new entity would be entering into a management contract with the city to manage that science facility. So the city gives the management group the use of the building.
Did the city have the imprimatur over the plan? I mean, did they have the final say? The group that wants to take it over and make it...
It's called Red River STEM. Yeah.
Shiny and new. Did they have to present a plan to the city and say, here's what we're going to do, here's what it's going to here's what it's going to cost, here's the new exhibits, etc.?
Well, we have gone and presented to the mayor, and then we'll be presenting to city council at the next two city council meetings. So you have to have two readings to enter into what they call a cooperative endeavor agreement, which is the management agreement. And it'll be read for the first time at next Tuesday's city council meeting. I assume
you've seen the plan. It's a pretty good plan,
and
you
then,
think?
Well, there's no business plan per se. What it is we're working on now with the city is the agreement to manage. So it's not the nuts and bolts of this is how much we'll charge for tickets, this is how much we'll do this. It's the actual management agreement with the city that says this entity agrees to manage this facility for this purpose for X amount of time, and the city will provide this, and this group will provide this.
Let me ask you, Christy Gustafson with Community Foundation. Cyport has a lot of debt. They have contracts with local businesses for their copy machine, for their elevator, for all that stuff. Who's paying that debt? Who takes over that debt?
The liabilities of the old Cyport entity will still be the liabilities of the old Cyport entity. So
who's those guys?
So there's currently no executive director, but it's the charge of the current board and the current chair of that board.
So those people on that board are directly, personally responsible for...
No,
not.
No.
They're not.
They're not personally liable for it. They're they're not. No, but the old entity is responsible for those.
So a bankruptcy filing is most likely. I mean, would you be surprised if that happened?
I would be surprised if they did file for bankruptcy, because I don't think they own any assets. So. I don't know if there would be a point to doing that or not, but that's their decision, the former board's decision. That's not something I'm involved in.
People today who are owed money by Cyport today.
Let me phrase it this way: who gets sued?
I don't know. That's an old Cyport issue, and I'm not involved in
Gotcha.
that. So I really can't give you a whole lot of information.
What do you envision? Red River STEM wants to focus on math and science. What do you envision Cyport? I go back to Cyport's beginning. And this sounds like it's going to be targeted to a little bit older demographic rather than the toddlers.
Well, I think the thought process is, and of course this is going to be ultimately the decision of a new board and a new executive director, but that the Cyport facility would be honoring the original mission of Cyport as a science facility for children. Now, whether or not they're going to try to target older demographics or expand things in some ways. I don't know. I couldn't say for sure because it's not up to me. It's up to the new director and the new board of directors.
And current memberships, people that currently hold memberships, are they SOL?
No, no. They're from everybody involved has said from day one, if there are memberships, then they're going to be honored. And then if there's a period of time that the facility isn't open, they would get that wouldn't count against their. If they have a year membership, they're going to get a full year benefit out of the membership.
We're talking to Christy Gustafson with the Community Foundation, Executive Director. You guys at the Community Foundation, dot your I's, cross your T's like no other organization in town. So can you give me an idea of a timetable when you guys have put down on paper, if we're going to spend our money, because Community Foundation holds people accountable. If we're going to spend our money, we want to make sure you're doing what we've told you we want you to do. So when do you hope, and when have you instructed them that you want to see those doors back open to children?
Well, we haven't given a specific date instruction, but I'll tell you two things. One, the new entity will have to apply for tax-exempt status from the IRS, and that takes several months often. And during that period of time, the Community Foundation is going to act as the fiscal sponsor for that agency. So that gives you two things. It allows people to make donations and get their tax deduction for their donations, and it also allows us to be essentially their partner and their overseer in all things financial. So we will be reviewing finances with them on a weekly and monthly basis until they've achieved their tax exempt status from the IRS, and we'll probably continue to do it just to be helpful going forward.
And my last question, I know you've got a busy day ahead. A lot of people are skeptical. The finances of SciPort have had problems in the past. Audits have been, scandalous is not too harsh a word. Can you assure us today that with the Community Foundation kind of overseeing that we won't be talking about SciPort money mismanagement in the future?
There are no 100% guarantees, but obviously that is we intend for the entity to be set up such that it would be extremely difficult for mismanagement to happen, and we plan to be there. And it's really important to my board for us to be there for a while to help SciPort get its back up off the ground. Yeah.
Christy Gustafson, Community Foundation Executive Director. Thanks for coming in.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel, 19 past 8 o'clock. Sports just ahead right now. Traffic update. Yo, Ruben.
Keeping an eye right now on some heavy backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up past Benton Road right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Old Minden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
Past 8 o'clock. KEEL Sports.
Consensus five-star cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. has committed to LSU via a tweet Wednesday afternoon and will shut down his recruitment for good. Stingley recorded 64 tackles and 11 interceptions at Dunham High School last year. The NHL awards were last night. Devils forward Taylor Hall was named league MVP. Oilers captain Connor McDavid won the Ted Lindsay Award for being the league's most outstanding player. Tampa Bay's Victor Hedman was named the league's top defenseman, and Predators goalie Pekka Rinne was named the NHL's top goalie. The Texas Rangers are on a little hot streak, winning 5 in a row. Last night, they beat the Kansas City Royals 3-2. Speaking of hot streaks, the Houston Astros have won 13 out of their last 14 games. Last night, the defending World Series champs beat down the Tampa Bay Rays 5-1. And in World Cup action, Portugal, Spain, and Uruguay each earned 1-0 wins. From the KEEL Sports Desk, I'm Matt Parker.
Hey, it's Erin McCarty, and if you have a dream of owning a new home, why not a custom-built home by Schumacher Homes? Right now, you can save $50,000. You hear me? $50,000 on a custom-built home. That deal's been extended through June. With Schumacher Homes, you can be sure your brand spanking new home is built to last. The Schumacher New Home Consultants want to hear your plan for your dream home and then get started on your project. Schumacher is America's largest custom home builder, and the Design Studios, a one-stop shop for all your inspirational ideas. Check out the model home on Box Road in Shreveport and get all the details you want right now at schumacherhomes.com/Shreveport.
When your car...
.101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Erin McCarty always looking for that optimum, that prime, that ideal exercise program. And I cannot imagine anything more optimum, ideal, or prime than the goat yoga that is
I'm looking forward to it.
Are you? How much? What would
Well, I'm just going to wear a rubber suit, but,
what,
you know.
Well, that's we'll come to that point in just a couple of seconds.
Dress like a fisherman.
Exactly. Look like Gorton's fish guy down there at that end.
Or I'm going to dress like the guy at Diamond Jack's yesterday. Either one.
I'd vote for the rubber suit.
Please.
So tell us about the soon-to-be in town goat yoga class, which is evidently one of these trendy West Coast exercise things.
Goat yoga is now in Shreveport.
Okay, pardon me. That's GOAT as
Yes.
in Eddie, that little animal thing. Okay. It involves real animals.
Yeah, real animals. They're actually doing it at the Jubilee Zoo. If you're 13 or older, you can actually go and do yoga with baby goats. It's 2 o'clock Saturday. The goats are going to act out yoga poses, so they claim,
with
sort of,
you.
Yeah.
And the little goats even jump on your back while you're striking a pose.
Here's the
Say
deal.
me in the downward dog. What is this? The downward dog?
No.
No.
And a little goat on my butt?
Well, here's the deal. The goats, I'm not trying to undermine
Man,
the
I just pulled a muscle.
fun. I'm not trying to undermine the fun of this get-together.
Yeah, it'll be a blast.
But the goats are not trained to do these little poses. Basically, it's a bunch of little baby goats who hop around while you do a yoga class.
Oh.
And sometimes they jump on your back and they eat your hair.
Yeah.
And look, there is...
Do they sniff you?
There is a video on YouTube, and it's comedian Kevin Hart, and he is with, I think on this one, it's Khloe Kardashian. But it's a series of videos called What the Fit. And it's Kevin Hart and other celebrities going to different sort of, for example, big old muscle guy, Terry Crews, who's in the Expendables movies. And in one of the videos, they're about 20 minutes long, he and Kevin Hart go to a ballet class. And if you want to see, I mean, it shows you how hard that, I mean, a real ballerina, ballet dancer ballet class.
Yeah.
And it shows you how difficult the work the ballet dancers do actually is. Well, in one of the videos, he and Khloe Kardashian go to a goat yoga class.
Oh, God.
And basically, it's a bunch of people doing a yoga class with a real yoga instructor while little goats hop around and, pardon me, and pee and poop and jump on your back.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's basically...
They pee on you?
Well, depends on where you are.
They're goats.
The goats, they are not selective in their target area.
Oh, my gosh.
So it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it does. It's cute.
It's cute. The goats are a little cute. They hop around, sort of like we said before, Pepe Le Pew running in that cartoon.
You think it is Pepe Le Pew? Do you think it stinks?
Look, I'm just saying, goat yoga is what it is. If you want an idea, I would suggest you look at the Kevin Hart video.
Okay.
It looks like I think it's perfect for you. I think you should go. I would encourage you to take part in this activity.
Yeah, you want videos, what you want.
If you could always replace a goat. 29 past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Erin has local news up next. Here's traffic. Here's Ruben.
Keeping an eye right now on some heavy backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up past Benton Road right now. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Old Minden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and breaks of sun today with a shower or thunderstorm around, high 91. Becoming partly cloudy with a low of 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Of information. KEEL News now.
A vote on the House floor expected today on 3 different sales tax bills that raise different amounts of money. The governor says the discussions he's having with lawmakers are different during this third special and better than they were before.
I'm quite honestly looking towards success this time, and I know that the consequences of failure are catastrophic, and I think that will help propel us towards a successful conclusion too.
Cyport announcing a new nonprofit has been formed to reopen the Children's Education Center downtown. Red River STEM will have to go before the Shreveport Council before they can take over the building and reopen Cyport. Parents being held accountable for children who don't go to school regularly. DA James Stewart tells us at least 26 children in the parish missed significant time during the past school year. Now officers and deputies have arrested several parents or guardians for missing truancy court.
Students reminding them that they have a legal duty and there are criminal consequences for not doing it. And that's what this roundup will remind students. You will be held accountable.
Stewart says the parish will also begin heavily cracking down on parents of kids who violate our curfew laws. A man plays strip poker at a Bossier casino. Matt Parker with that.
Terrence Rockmore has been arrested after going on a naked tirade at Diamond Jack's Casino. Rockmore stripped naked and was running around the casino floor, disrupting table games and harassing those at slot machines. When officers attempted to subdue the naked man, he fought back, throwing chairs at officers and hurling obscenities. Eventually, officers were able to tackle Rockmore and make the arrest. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
The Margaritaville Casino in Bossier will soon have a new owner. Penn National Gaming has agreed to buy the local facility.
I believe long-term is going to be good for Bossier City. I think it's going to be good for the property. Penn National has got a great reputation in the gaming sector for how they manage their properties, and we're optimistic.
Gaming Control Board Chairman Ronnie Jones, the company's agreed to buy the casino and property for $376 million in cash. The Public Service Commission approves the wind catcher plan from SWEPCO to purchase the nation's largest wind power project that's currently under construction in Oklahoma. North Louisiana Commissioner Foster Campbell led the argument in favor of that project.
It's progressive, and for Louisiana, we don't always do progressive things, so this is a good thing. First of all, wind is free.
The project was approved on a 4-1 vote. LSU lands a big fish. Greg Adams with that.
One of the nation's top high school football products in the class of 2019 has announced he's heading to LSU. Derek Stingley Jr. from Dunham High School in Baton Rouge will be staying home to play for the Tigers. His dad, Derek Stingley Sr., says his son wants a college where he'll be comfortable on and off the football field. Stingley Jr.'s grandfather played in the NFL for the New England Patriots, and his father had a lengthy career as a player and coach in arena football, including time as the defensive coordinator for the Bossier-Shreveport Battle Wings. Stingley Jr. was recently ranked as the top prospect overall for the class of 2019 by Rivals.com. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Greg Adams.
No more Jerry Springer Show. After decades of raucous fights, insults, backstage tears, and the occasional chair toss, the Jerry Springer Show is going away. The distributor announcing there will be no more new episodes of the show. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. So during the break, Erin says, did we talk naked guy yet? I said, no. Read the text. This is awesome. Read the text you got from State Gaming Control Board Chairman Ronnie Jones. He was on yesterday.
Yeah.
And so Ronnie sent you a text a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah, he did. Police say a naked man was running around Diamond Jack's, quote, in an excited way. Thank you for not calling me.
What? Yeah, well, Ronnie, honestly,
it wasn't me, Ronnie.
God didn't look anything like you.
I was there a few hours before that. I'm sad that I missed it.
Go ahead.
Because I don't go very often to the boats. I haven't been to Diamond Jack's in a while.
Tell everybody what happened.
Diamond Jack's Casino Tuesday night, sometime late in the evening. A man, from what I'm hearing from folks I know over there.
I mean, pardon me. This is if you haven't seen the video at this point, you're just not trying.
Yeah, it's at keelnews.com if you want to see it. Just realize it's a naked man. So
the screen grabs were enough for me. But
yeah, you might see some things that you hadn't seen in a while.
Most of the time, he's holding up a stool as sort of a mankini.
Yeah, he's got, most of the time there's blockage. You can see some blockage. But apparently he's gambling, and then at some point he goes to the bathroom. Here's what some insiders tell me. I don't know. I haven't confirmed. Bossier Police issued a statement, didn't include all this. But
so he's at his gaming position.
Whatever it was, if it was a slot, if it was a blackjack, if it was craps. God, I hope it wasn't craps. But anyway, he goes to the bathroom, and he comes back, and he's in his skivvies. He's in his underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in his Hanes, or whatever you call them, Fruit of the Looms. And he starts wandering around the gambling floor in his Fruit of the Looms. And I guess they call in...
Garnering attention at that point.
Oh, yeah. They call over, security comes over, and he gets more and more agitated. Well, apparently, at some point, I believe he went back into the bathroom and removed his Fruit of the Looms.
And came back.
In his birthday
running
suit.
around, hopping around.
Well, I don't know when the run-in started. I know the run-in started after Bossier PD got there. Because, it takes a little time for them to call Bossier Police. They got to get to the boat, and they got to get, enough officers in there to try to subdue him and catch him. Well, that's when it was on. I mean, he was playing chicken. He was trying to run around and stay away from him. He was throwing chairs at him. It got crazy.
And then finally he was subdued was he tased?
He was maced.
Yeah.
And then he was beanbagged, where they shoot those beanbags out of a shotgun.
No, I don't know.
And they're coming out like, it hurt. Those hurt.
Yeah.
Those things hurt.
If they hit you in the wrong place, they can kill you. It's not like a little...
So at what range, at what distance was this man struck by the aforementioned beanbag?
He got some close-up shots, which, like I said, could kill or seriously injure someone.
I would imagine this took him down.
No. No, then he's still running around.
He's like
funny thing is, one of the patrons, as he's running past them, stuck a foot out. And that tripped him, and he falls.
Seriously?
And you can see it on the video. That trips him, and he falls, and that's when Bossier Police are on him.
Just imagine this. Picture this in your mind if you don't want to watch the video, because it is sort of,
creepy.
sad and creepy. But just picture the Incredible Hulk naked on crystal meth running around while the Avengers are trying to wrangle him. That's
an
basically
interesting analogy. So
and then they wheel him out in a wheelchair.
What eventually happened?
They took him to University Health for mental evaluation, and from the people I know who saw him, they said he was more than drunk. He was on something else.
Looks like, what was the speculation?
PCP was what someone told me.
Or synthetic marijuana or something.
Those bath salts, those over-the-counter type stuff that really mess you up.
But he's now facing a long list of charges.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic update coming up right now. Here's Ruben.
The intersection at West 70th Street and Mansfield Road's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Hamilton Road near Barksdale Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline at 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
1017 FM and 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. It's 18 away from 9 o'clock. The Keel app, a free download from Office Furniture Source. You had the story yesterday because I got an email about this maybe a couple of days ago. And in retro, I'm thinking now, and I think it was Philadelphia, but it is sort of a trend in a number of big metropolitan, mostly East Coast and West Coast, i.e. leftist cities.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it was paying students, made a note here, paying students for good behavior.
I thought that would ruffle your feathers yesterday, but it didn't.
Well, we had a lot of local stuff yesterday, and the interesting email I got about that was basically it's going to pay students to not rip the school up. You know what that's called? That's called extortion money.
Yeah.
I mean, if a guy comes into your pizza shop and says, give me $100, or there might be, I don't know, electrical trouble, and you give him $100, that's illegal. That's against the law.
Yeah.
But if the guy comes into your store and you say, I'll give you $100 to not burn down my store.
Right.
And that's basically what they're doing in schools across. The most recent is Philadelphia.
We're going to pay you to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to pay you to be, and they're putting them on teams so that like you and Matt would be a team, me and Rick would be a team, and whichever team is the best that day gets a financial reward.
And so they'll be the ones who get held up by the losing team. Here's my question, and this is sort of pertaining to the email I got yesterday. Is that racist?
No, I don't see that as racist.
Yes, it is. Well, the potential. Okay, let me explain to you, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Go back to Ferguson, Missouri. And when the DOJ, when Obama's Department of Justice wanted to bust up to find something wrong with the Ferguson Police Department when they couldn't find anybody to indict, when they couldn't find any wrongdoing, what they did was they looked at the records of their traffic stops. And the Department of Justice under Obama, there's a term for it, and I cannot think what it is. So if you know, the Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. And it's something outcome. And basically it is if you institute a program, no matter what it happens to be, and the outcome is unfair, i.e., if the outcome is such that more blacks are affected than whites, it by its nature, though unintentional, is racist. So what the DOJ, what the Obama Department of Justice did in Ferguson was they looked at their record of police stops and ticketing. Now, the fact that Ferguson is about 60 to 70% African American has nothing to do with the fact that the Obama DOJ determined that, wow, about 60 or 70% of your traffic stops are African Americans. You are targeting African Americans, therefore we will take over your police department.
Yeah.
So here's my question to you. If in this Washington, D.C., because that's another city, if in D.C. or in Philadelphia or if in any of these schools where they are paying kids to behave, and it turns out that more Asian or more white kids are in fact getting more money than African American kids because they're better behaved, just speculating, the program, according to the Department of Justice, is by its outcome racist.
Huh.
Am I wrong?
No. I see your point.
If you take federal money and you have a program, no matter how unintentional or fair you want it to be, if the outcome is unfair, the Department of Justice can, at least did under Obama, the Department of Justice can call you racist and take over.
I don't think their intent is that. Their intent,
is
to motivate all the children.
I agree with you 100%. What I'm saying is the intent, according to the DOJ, doesn't matter. The outcome is all that matters.
Well, the problem is they're making teams, so they're mixing the teams, the races, etc., the genders. They're mixing the teams. So that you don't have an all African-American team or you don't have an all-girl team.
We don't know that for fact.
Yes, we do, absolutely.
The point I'm making is if the outcome is not equal, it, by its design, is tagged as racist and is going to open up a whole boatload of trouble for the school involved.
My whole problem with this is
it's extortion.
I always thought,
yes,
this is maybe I'm stupid. And then you can call me stupid if you want.
We don't need to take a vote.
Or
Go
a
ahead.
moron.
Yeah.
I always thought that the people to teach kids how to behave were called what are they called? Parents. I thought that's who taught young people how to behave.
How many from Larry?
What happened to that?
How many from Larry Brandon to Dr. Lamar Gorey to any number of educators will come in here and tell you that it's kids raising kids, and to an even greater and more horrific degree, there are no parents.
Oh, Cade Brumley told us. Yeah, remember when he was here?
How many times has Dr. Cade or Dr. Lamar or anybody from any school system around the area come in and told you, and you're just aghast that Dr. Brumley, Dr. Gorey told us a number of instances where kids come to school on Monday morning and they haven't been fed since they left school at lunch on Friday.
And Cade tells us he had kindergartners coming to school, didn't know their colors.
Here is what Dr. Cade told us at one of his schools in DeSoto Parish. Preschool, didn't know their colors, didn't know, in some instances, and he said they didn't know their names.
And couldn't tell you their address or their parents' phone number. I'm like,
so
wake up, parents
you're
need to wake up.
surprised when a school system's only recourse to this degree of it's Lord of the Flies, man. It's the Crips and Bloods on an island. I've used that analogy before. At some point, you're willing to try anything.
Yeah.
849, 1017 FM, 710 Keel is traffic time. Ruben's here.
Still keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. And we have some traffic delays on Swan Lake Road just north of I-220 in Bossier City due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zayer.
You're listening to American Ground Radio's Morning Minute.
President Trump has signed an executive order he says will allow families to be detained together while the adults in the family are being prosecuted for violating U.S. immigration laws.
The irony of all of this is that there are nearly 10,000
2,000 children who were sent alone by their parents across the border. So while 2,000 children have been separated from their parents, nearly 10,000 of them were separated by their parents on the other side of the border.
As bad as we feel about the separation of children from their parents, we should feel just as bad about the separation of fact from our debates.
American Ground Radio, where building a better America begins with building a better us. Return each weeknight from 6 to 7 p.m. with Louis R. Avalone and Stephen Parr on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL and streaming live at KEELnews.com.
.855, it's 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. Okay, so remind me, because the show's almost over, to track down one of the IT people or something, because it's interesting that you sent me an email the other day.
Yeah.
That ended up in my junk, in the spam folder.
Right.
And yet, the email this is crazy.
How does my email get in your spam folder?
Just lucky, I guess. But this is an email
got through
that made it through.
Oh, this is unreal.
It is from Deb919.
Hey, Deb.
At AOL.com.
Oh, boy.
When I read this to you, you will probably conclude that Deb919.
Not really Deb.
At AOL.com is not a regular listener.
Oh, okay.
So this is the email from Deb919. Hello. I want to tell you how I slimmed down.
Oh,
now,
okay.
Let me read to you the text, the body, if you will, of the email.
Mm-hmm.
Because she wants to tell me how she slimmed
down, yeah.
Who had abolished a leper window or a squinch hole, whatever, these may be to institute a lavatory in the vestry. I know nothing whatever about mechanics, he asked immediately, quick as lightning, and then some. A faction suspended judgment for a while.
Wow. She's been smoking what that guy at Diamond Jacks was smoking.
I was just going to say, I think we'll find Deb later today.
Yeah.
On the floor of one of the local casinos.
No doubt.
She'll be the one with the stool strategically located.
Oh, man.
And having slimmed down.
She's going to need 2 stools, though.
Back tomorrow. Back tomorrow morning, 6 till 9. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Kim Commando.
We know that millions have ended their relationship with Facebook. But breaking up is hard to do, especially when Facebook begins treating you like a psychotic ex, hounding you day and night to come back. Kim Commando with your Thursday Consumer Tech Update, brought to you by FlexJobs. Find a better way to work with remote and flexible jobs at flexjobs.com. If you shut down your Facebook account, expect to receive a literal barrage of harassing messages. Some say, come back, your Facebook friends miss you. They don't, by the way. Others play on human insecurities. Come back and see what Heather or Justin or whoever is saying about you. One is designed to wake you up in the middle of the night with a text. You up? Why not say hello to your old friend so-and-so? Former Facebookers say that this ridiculous marketing plan from hell actually reinforces their resolve to leave. Facebook can be fun at first, but all too often it ends like the movie Fatal Attraction. I'm Kim Commando. When you're hiring, you don't want to waste time sorting through dozens of irrelevant resumes. You want an efficient way to get to a short list of qualified candidates. You need Indeed.com. Post a job in minutes. Set up screener questions based on your job requirements. Then zero in on qualified candidates using an intuitive online dashboard. Discover why 3 million businesses use Indeed.com for hiring. Post a job today at Indeed.com/hire. Search for greatness. Search Indeed.
Bloomberg and Eaton Vance are proud to present the 45th Boston Pops Fireworks Spectacular. Join conductor Keith Lockhart on the banks of the Charles River, along with the Indigo Girls,
Closer I am to find.
Rachel Platten,
'Cause I'm gonna stand by you.
Rita Moreno,
If I loved you,
and Rihanna Giddens.
Julie, oh Julie.
Wednesday, July 4th, starting at 8 Eastern. Live and exclusively on Bloomberg Radio, the Bloomberg Business app, BloombergRadio.com, and Bloomberg Television. Check your local listings.
Your home for Sean Hannity is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEELnews.com. KEELnews.com.
Still keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. And we have some traffic delays on Swan Lake Road just north of I-220 in Bossier City due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast will have a shower or thunderstorm around today. Clouds and breaks of sunshine with a high of 91. Turning partly cloudy, low 73 tonight. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm meteorologist Heather Zaert.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.